What's good, YouTube? It's your boy D Dames, and welcome to another video. For those that are new, I make videos about barbering and tech videos. So if you like those things, subscribe to my channel. You won't regret it. Now obviously with the name and the thumbnail, you guys can tell that this is a barber tutorial, but this is similar to the last one that I put out. I filmed this barber tutorial about a year ago, but I think it's helpful to look at unreleased footage that I never put out and to talk to you guys about some of the mistakes or some of the improvements that I can make, so you guys can not make those mistakes that I made, back then. This is a basic taper fade. Client has waves, so it's pretty simple. Let's get into the video. So as usual, to start off the haircut, I'm creating my first guideline with my TL liners. This is gonna be a mid taper. So I bring the guideline to the temple of his head, and then just in the middle of his earlobe is the guideline for the back of his head. After creating my initial guidelines, I go straight into bringing the bulk of the hair down with my number one. I believe my number one was closed in this video. Oh no, it's open actually. So my number one open all the way. For this haircut, I didn't go with the grain. I went against the grain, except on the top area, and the top area went with the grain. But my client wanted, I remember him asking, he wanted a lower cut on the sides and more hair on the top. So I went against the grain to obviously cut more hair, and with the grain to cut less hair on the top. Hopefully you guys understood that. And then after taking off the bulk on the top of my number one, I take the clip off with the lever all the way closed, and I start hitting the guideline I initially made with the TL liners, just above that.
Chucki Beats.
In every barber tutorial, I stress trigger play. Again, you want to open your lever incrementally as you move up the head, because that's how you create a fade. I really can't stress that enough, especially when I was a beginner. I didn't create great fades because I didn't use the lever, so it was very choppy and it wasn't a smooth transition. So incrementally open that lever, y'all. Trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me. And right off the bat, I can tell you, I kind of wish I attacked this mid-taper fade differently now that I'm looking at this footage. I wish I didn't go as high on the sides, like near the earlobe, and kept that area a little darker. But that's just preference. And then I get my number one guard back on. I believe it's all the way closed, and I'm just trying to blend in those areas between the no guard all the way open and the number one guard. course, you obviously see me moving that lever down to make sure that I'm blending the areas in and I'm trying to fade instead of moving that guideline higher without moving the lever. Again, trigger play. I'm being so cynical about it, but trust me. And then I have my number 0 guard all the way closed, and I'm blending in from no guard all the way open to the 0 guard. That's the next step. So blending in that area. Now onto the back area. Obviously the side of this fade isn't done yet. That's just a rough draft. To save time, I kind of like to create a good rough draft on one side and then go to the next side and then go to the next side, and then I finalize it by fixing up all the little mistakes. That's just what works for me, and I still do this, although I spend more time creating my rough draft now. For some of you guys may finish one side completely and then move on. That's completely fine. It's all the system that works for you, you know. It's not a rule. And it's similar to the side of the fade. For the back, you want to take the guard off and go no guard all the way closed to begin the second guideline. Because remember, you already created your first guideline with I already created my first guidelines with the T outliners. So this is the second guideline. No guard all the way closed, and then you incrementally move that lever. Similar steps. I don't know if you guys noticed too, my client actually has a cowlick in the back of his head. There's some hairs that don't grow in the same direction, which obviously you have to cut those hairs in a different direction than the other hairs. So the hairs on the side of the neck, they're not completely cut off because they grow in another direction. The hairs on the left side, at about the client's earlobe, you can see those hairs going in different directions. If I had to critique myself again, it would be I don't know why I'm taking so long to get the cowlick hairs. Maybe I didn't notice it in this video, I'm not really sure. But I would get those cowlick hairs early instead of waiting this long. Let's see how the video progresses though. And you see me hitting the back of the fade with my number 1 guard all the way closed. So I'm beginning to see a transition. This rough draft is looking alright. Those cowlick hairs are still pretty dark though. I'm surprised I haven't maneuvered the clipper a different way to hit those more effectively yet. And you see me here retracing my steps. Yeah, I must have not realized that because obviously I'm a more experienced barber, so it's like the minute I saw this footage, boom, I seen the cowlick. But a year ago, I probably didn't notice that hair, which is why I didn't tackle it a different way. So instead of getting those cowlick hairs, I'm pushing the fade up, which I'm turning this mid fade, this mid taper into now a pretty high taper because I didn't really deal with these cowlick hairs the best. I guess in my head, I'm thinking, all right, I gotta go higher to get rid of these hairs, not realizing I should angle my clipper a different way to hit those hairs. So that's a hard critique. Come on, Dave, what you doing, bro? Come on, man. Yeah, I definitely turned this mid taper into. No, you're good. You might as well say hi to the camera.
Hi, camera peeps. Oh wait, I have to back up. What are we talking about?
I'm showing them the year-old footage of the car.
Oh, that boy here, crazy.
Anyway, I definitely turned this mid-taper into a high taper by not dealing with the cowlick correctly, which is something you new barbers or novices might want to look out for. Look out for those cowlick hairs, because they can be in any portion of the client's head, not just the back. It could be in the front. I've seen lineups of people who have cowlicks. That's very tough to line up because they have cowlicks in the front lineup, so be aware of that. And then the other side of the fade, which is obviously the same steps as the first side of the fade. Created my initial guideline with my T outliners. Getting into the lineup. First off, do not mind the dandruff that was in my client's head. Dandruff is natural. Can't really do anything about it as a barber. Your client kind of comes as they are. Don't discriminate. Cut your clients the same. But back to my tips when lining up. You want to tap and go. There are fine hairs there that you just want to tap and not necessarily push back. Trust me. If your liners are hitting, the lineup is going to come out crisp. You don't need to do too much. Let the liners do their work. You just guide them. So as you can see here, I'm really tapping that box area. And the more I tap it, the sharper it is. You can really see how sharp this line is after a few taps. It looks pretty good. Good job. I could have done a better job lining up that C-cup area, but the haircut does look pretty good. That's pretty sharp. Let's see the other side though. If I had to critique the left side of the lineup, it's that box area. It's definitely not as sharp as the right side. Definitely. I don't know if I was worried about going up higher on that side or not, but all I had to do was literally nick that box area right there. It looks good, but it's not as sharp as the right side and not as sharp as it should be. And that pretty much wrapped up the haircut. I wish I would have got more clips of me doing more detail work because like I said, those are just rough drafts. And on my haircuts, I usually go back and clean up all of those areas. But the areas of concern for this haircut that I definitely could have done better was, again, realizing the cowlick was there and hitting that a different way so I didn't push up that fade, and making that line up sharper on the left side. Other than that, I think the haircut was pretty decent. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about the haircut. Again, this is a year old. I've gotten better, and I will be releasing a new barber tutorial from this year to show you guys how much progress I've made. Other than that, hope you guys like the haircut. If you liked the video, definitely hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on social media at @DDames on both Twitter and Instagram to keep up with what I'm doing. I have more content coming on the way. Again, subscribe, and I'll be giving you guys the next one soon. Deuce, and stay blessed.